Hey, hi ho cat guys, I'm Tangar Igroglaz and today we have great battle Guild Wars versus WildStar live right now. So guys, in this video I want to help you choose which game to play, WildStar, which going free to play in a month, or Guild Wars 2, which already free to play. So I'll give you pluses and minuses and you could decide which game to choose. It's not really pluses and minuses, it's more some things, features of this game, because this game, both of them awesome games and they don't have a lot of minuses, but they have a lot of features. So let's start. As you see, picture in WildStar, it's very bright. It's animation movie graphics like World of Warcraft, with a lot of brightness, a lot of high colored nature around, so it's fun, and also character model will look very cool with this nice tail. In WildStar, graphic is more realistic and it's closer to Lineage in my opinion, more than to World of Warcraft. And also in WildStar really awesome weapons, and I think weapons in this MMORPG, it's one of the best, the beautiful weapons ever, because I just enjoy weapon and armor in this game. Now, then population in Guild Wars 2 we have a lot of players, a huge amount, but it's not only because game already went to free to play, but because this game was quite successful even without free to play. In WildStar we have quite difficult situation right now, because game released 1 year ago and now not really much players playing. Of course there are full chat and people go dungeon, go raids, and it was quite fun to participate with these guys for me, but not so much people. But we hope that in a month when WildStar will go free to play, we will have more players, I think much more. Then fight system. In WildStar we have really awesome fight system with these telegraphs. Look, you have to watch where you shoot. You have this telegraph, you see? My fighting skill very in very big connection to my hands, because you have to push your case and sometimes you have to hold it, and when you hold it you also could have to aim. So in this game it's a lot of dexterity you need with your fingers, and it's quite a complex and interesting system. In Guild Wars 2 we have more classical system from World of Warcraft style. You could target something, it's target fighting system, and then just push your skills and you would make your damage to your enemies. And also you could you have some AoE skills which you could use manually, but mainly it's top gameplay. So then what about reaction? It's important thing, I think. In WildStar you need a lot of reaction. You have to coordinate everything what you are doing, because there is a lot of dodging in this game, a lot of dodging, a lot of your enemies, they don't stay in the place, they going around, so you have to move a lot. And this game, it's very good fitted for people who like arcade games, like from Dandy, you know, Super Mario, some Sonic, and it's kind of hard to start play this game for old guy like me. I'm 30, so it was hard, but it was still fun. So in Guild Wars 2 this game, it's possible to play this game for everyone. Even if you have some problems with your health, it's possible to play Guild Wars and be successful, because you don't need to be super fast in this game. You need to have your head, you have to think strategically, but you don't have to be very dexterous, guys. So next about skills. In Guild Wars 2 we have like my character, this one, Ranger, have 15 skills, For example, Elementalist has 25 skills, so it's very versatile character. And in WildStar, every class has the same amount of skills, so it's like 12 or 15 buttons you have to push. But again, in WildStar, maybe it's less amount of keys, but you have to push them very fast in the right time, and you have to aim. It's really a harsh system for the beginning, but you would learn while you start play, and I think a lot of players would be would have a lot of joy with it. Now about roles in the game and classes. Each game has a lot of classes, so we wouldn't discuss it, but in WildStar we have traditional system with tanks, with DPS and with healers. So every class has different specialities. For example, I could be DPS and healer, so it's a very WoW-like game, like World of Warcraft, with this holy trinity, tank, DPS and healer. In Guild Wars 2 everybody is DPS and everybody could heal themselves a bit, and some class could be more tank than another, but in this game you don't have this strict definition. This is somebody asked me to use this skill. Okay, I don't have this skill. So it's not a big problem, guys. In this, in Guild Wars 2, you have only DPS mainly. So it's I can't say that it's disadvantage or advantage. It's just feature of this game. Everybody could do everything, but you can't just be full healer in this game. You could, but you wouldn't come to another players groups. They would kick you as a leecher if you would start healing. So another thing, it's about leveling. In Guild Wars 2 leveling is very fast, but this is kind of greedy leveling like in Lineage, but it's very fast. It's faster than World of Warcraft than in WildStar. In WildStar you level quite a long time, and leveling in WildStar it's like in World of Warcraft you're making a lot of quests. It's interesting quests. I enjoy this quest, by the way, but it's like it's long way, but it's fun way. In Guild Wars 2 it's quite fast right now to get maximum level. Okay, what is casual? Is WildStar casual game? Is GuildStar casual game? This question. So Guild Wars 2 it's really casual game. It's game for people who work a lot and who play like 20 minutes per day. It's ideal game because in Guild Wars 2 you have very big progress even if you play like 15 minutes per day. So if you play 15 minutes per day in a month, you would get the best equipment for your character. You would be maximum level. So not maximum level, maybe you need help with you need help from your friends to be maximum level for 15 minutes per day in a month, but still you would have very good progression and you would feel it. You would feel that you every time when you made something, you made some progress in this game. In WildStar it's more deep dive game. It's like World of Warcraft. When you go to this game you have to play like 1 hour or 2 hours minimum. In contrary, you wouldn't feel this game. So this game it's less casual game. This game for long deep playing, in my opinion. So next very important thing, finally let's talk about PvE and PvP. What about group PvE? What about PvE at all? In WildStar you have a lot of interesting quests, a lot of solo PvE content, but it's mainly very strict content from one location to another, like in World of Warcraft. So in Guild Wars 2 you have really perfect storyline. Every character has his own storyline, and it's really awesome dialogues. Everything made talking Yeah, voice acting awesome in this game, and it's big joy to go through storyline. But another solo content like this cards, you could make cards. It's like quests. They're not so interesting in my opinion. But also you have puzzles. We will talk about puzzles later. So a lot of things to do if you play solo in Guild Wars 2, and not so much to do if you play solo in WildStar, in my opinion. But because main thing in WildStar, now I want to go to group PvE. Main thing in WildStar is group PvE. In WildStar you could make really great time when you go to raiding, when you go to the dungeons, because this game with this style of fighting is just really awesome and interesting PvE, while you have to move constantly and you have to be with very good timing to be successful with your friends. Healers, tanks, everything has to be controlled. So in PvE, this game awesome. The WildStar has raids for 20 or 30, even 40 people. So it's kinda very strong PvE game. In Guild Wars 2, it's not really big PvE joy in my opinion. Of course, this game has dungeons. It has dungeons for 5 people, a lot of them, and soon in a month we would have 10 players raid in Guild Wars 2. So these dungeons, they're very good designed, quite interesting, but they're not so global like in World of Warcraft, like in WildStar. So another good PvE content is Fractal of Mists in Guild Wars, and for example world bosses in WildStar. So I think WildStar has more stronger PvE content right now, but we would see what Guild Wars would have in new expansion. What about PvP? In Guild Wars 2, I think that Guild Wars 1, previous part of Guild Wars, it's just the best PvP game ever. If you didn't play first Guild Wars, guys, try it, because it's really awesome game. It's like Counter-Strike in fantasy world. Very perfect, balanced, and huge interesting builds there. In Guild Wars 2 it's quite interesting PvP too. Here you could go to instance PvE arenas 5 versus 5, and it's quite good balanced game style with different map layouts, different goals at the maps, and it's kinda interesting cybersportive discipline. So another thing in Guild Wars 2, it's PvP at open world. Open world PvP, it's huge maps, like very huge, like location in World of Warcraft, you could compare it with it. So a lot of these huge maps and 3 sides, from 3 sides, 3 servers fighting to each other. 3 servers fighting to each other. Who would win would get a lot of bonuses for their server, and it's kinda Zerg PvP, like 50 versus 50, 100 versus 100, and it's really huge battles there. So as you see, in Guild Wars 2 we have small scale PvP 5 versus 5 and big Zerg PvP at World vs World. In WildStar we have quite awesome instance PvP, World of Warcraft style, so it's arenas 2, 3, 5 bracket. We have battlegrounds and war plots, and also guys we have open world PvP. In Guild Wars 2 you could just kill your rabbits or orcs and nobody would try to kill you while you're on mob. In WildStar you have to listen what's going on around while you go into PvE, because in this game at PvP server there is PvE and PvP server. At PvP server you have very huge threat to be killed, and for me it's very big joy and interesting part of the game, because in World of Warcraft also it was huge fun to go to world PvP. So this is huge plus for WildStar, but right now in WildStar we don't have much players. I hope then that soon in a month when WildStar would go free to play there would be lots of players, I'm sure in it, so it would be really nice open world PvP. So what about Endgame EVP? it's important feature in my opinion, Endgame PvP, because it's just a regular thing. Then you go PvP and arenas, it's like common thing, but I could tell you that in Guild Wars 2 you have really special thing in PvP. I call it Endgame PvP. Why? Because in this game we have really complex feature, really complex idea of interaction between players. When I cast, for example, any skills, for example this dirt, when my arrows go through this dirt or through firewall, or through poison, through water, these projectiles or skills of melee players, they have charge from this, they have bonus synergy from these area spells. So in Guild Wars 2 there is art of playing at high levels with this group interaction. It's really awesome feature. So look at this sword. Yeah, so it's very interesting thing, this high-end PvP at world versus world. And I saw, you could Google movies at YouTube, how like 10 people could win battle versus big zerg of enemies. So it's possible to play Guild Wars 2 with very art of playing. It's really amazing. In WildStar I can't tell about this right now because not so much players to participate in world PvP, and there is no such mechanic, these group interactions, but still there is, you see, it's quite harsh and interesting combat also, so a lot of things to do in PvP here. Another features, we have, for example, housing in WildStar, and you could place your own house here and your own furniture and a lot of sci-fi funny stuff in this house, so it's really cool. In Guild Wars 2 you have puzzles. It's really awesome thing in this game. If you like discovery, if you like exploring, this WildStar is for you, because it has huge amount of content to explore. In Guild Wars 2 you could explore just a lot, like hours and months and years of gameplay, which you could go only for exploring. In this game, in this thing, it's really awesome. In WildStar we have some exploring too, and also I want to tell again about world bosses. In WildStar it's very important part of the gameplay. These world bosses, you could fight with them, and you need to gather a lot of players to defeat them, and it's big fun. So also WildStar, it's very funny game. When you reading these quests, or when you listen these dialogues from, for example, taxi, which going from one point to another, it's really fun. It's really funny. I love a lot. So it's like lol. And Guild Wars 2, it's more serious game. It's more epic game. It's more game when you are really hero and you have to save the world. So yeah, it's more serious game. We have some jokes in Guild Wars 2, but WildStar, it's more funny game. Yeah, a lot of jokes here. It's a huge amount. So you also have some epic stuff. Of course, you participate in epic events of world saving, but feel of epic in WildStar, it's more epic when you go storyline than in WildStar. But WildStar, it's more fun. It's more funny stories around, a lot of jokes. It's huge amount of jokes here. So yeah. So guys, it's two games, Guild Wars and WildStar. I personally didn't choose. I can't choose. I played both these games, and it's really awesome games. But I hope that I made my point. I helped you to choose which game you want to play. In my opinion, you have to try it. You have to try this and that. You have to try this great fighting system. You have to try World vs World PvP with these huge zergs, like 100 players versus 100, and it's just awesome, mind-blowing things. So guys, you have to try it, and then you could decide which game to play. So please write your comments below this video at YouTube, which game would you play and why. Maybe you add something to my points, please come to my forum, MMORPG.org. I'll be very glad to participate with you in communication at this forum. It was Tangar Igroglaz. See you later at my live streams. Bye bye, guys.